July 13, 2024, began like any other day in Butler, Pennsylvania, a small town gathered under the sun to witness a momentous rally. But by evening, the entire world was watching with bated breath. During what was expected to be a routine campaign appearance, former President Donald Trump was struck by a bullet in what would quickly become one of the most shocking political attacks in American history. In this video, we'll take you on a deep, fact-based journey through the layers of that fateful day. We'll reconstruct the timeline, profile the gunman, expose critical gaps in security, and dive into the political aftershocks and social ramifications of the incident. Was this simply the act of a disturbed individual? Or does it speak to something much darker brewing beneath the surface of our democracy? We're not here to push narratives. We're here to uncover truth. The day was marked by anticipation. Thousands gathered to support Donald Trump, with banners flying and chants echoing. Local law enforcement, Secret Service, and Trump's personal detail were all present, creating what seemed like an impenetrable bubble of security. But that illusion shattered at 6:11 p.m. Just moments into Trump's speech, a sharp crack rang out, the unmistakable sound of gunfire. Confusion gripped the crowd as people ducked, ran, screamed. Trump, mid-sentence, recoiled as a bullet grazed his ear. Instantly, agents swarmed him, pushing him to the ground and shielding him with their bodies. In the chaos, one supporter lay lifeless, a victim of the same volley that had struck Trump. Authorities quickly zeroed in on the shooter, Thomas Matthew Crooks. Positioned on a rooftop roughly 130 yards from the podium, he had a clear, calculated view. He used an AR-15 style rifle equipped with a scope, elevating his potential lethality. This wasn't a chaotic ambush. This was a cold, premeditated act. As people scrambled for cover, one question lingered: how did a 20-year-old manage to position himself so effectively? And what could possibly motivate such a public and dangerous act? Who was Thomas Matthew Crooks? On the surface, he appeared to be an average young man. A recent community college graduate who worked part-time in a nursing home dietary department, Crooks lived quietly in Bethel Park, Pennsylvania. He had no prior run-ins with law enforcement, and no overt signs of radical ideology. But a deeper look reveals unsettling clues. Crooks had been amassing equipment for months. He ordered bomb-making materials online and kept a journal filled with cryptic entries, expressing dissatisfaction with the political system and a desire to make a statement. He applied to engineering programs and showed aptitude for science and planning. Intelligence officials later discovered he had scoped out the rally site weeks in advance. So why Trump? To date, authorities haven't discovered direct affiliations with extremist groups, though his internet history suggests he consumed radical content. It may be that Crooks was a self-radicalized lone wolf, a new breed of domestic threat, difficult to predict and harder to stop. His family, stunned by his actions, expressed disbelief. They described him as quiet, intelligent, and introverted, traits shared by other lone actors in past attacks. But no one expected this. And that's what makes the case so chilling, the ordinariness of the man behind the act. When someone fires at a U.S. president, the immediate question is, how did this happen? The rooftop where Crooks positioned himself was outside the primary security zone, yet it had a direct line of sight to the stage. Multiple reports later revealed that Crooks had been spotted in the area hours earlier, carrying a large backpack. Despite drones and surveillance teams on duty, no one challenged him. How could this oversight occur with a high-profile figure present? Sources inside the Secret Service revealed that there were technical failures in real-time drone feeds. Additionally, local law enforcement had not fully secured peripheral rooftops due to jurisdictional confusion. This lapse was deemed catastrophic. As a result, the Secret Service director was forced to resign. An internal review followed, alongside a congressional investigation. Changes were immediately implemented: expanded drone patrol ranges, stricter perimeter control protocols, and better coordination with local law enforcement. But questions remain. Were these gaps truly accidental? Or was there a systemic breakdown in communication and readiness? Some politicians even hinted at sabotage or deeper conspiracies, though no evidence has emerged. Meanwhile, public confidence in the safety of political events was shaken to the core. The assassination attempt became more than just a security incident. It became a political earthquake. Within hours, leaders across the aisle condemned the attack. Joe Biden paused his campaign to deliver a message of unity. Trump, recovering quickly, addressed the nation with a bandaged ear and a renewed vow to never back down. Yet amid calls for peace, the attack deepened America's already inflamed political divisions. Conspiracy theories flooded the internet. Some blamed the media for inciting violence, others pointed fingers at lax gun laws. A wave of fear and misinformation engulfed social media platforms. The country was caught in a tug-of-war between solidarity and division. Trump supporters rallied behind him like never before, reigniting a fervent wave of nationalism. Meanwhile, critics warned that the attack could be weaponized to erode civil liberties or manipulate electoral outcomes. This wasn't just a criminal act. It was a flashpoint in a nation teetering between order and chaos. History tells us that attacks on political leaders can define generations. From Lincoln to Kennedy, these moments freeze time, etch trauma into the national psyche, and spark lasting change. The attempt on Donald Trump's life is no different. Already, there are signs of transformation. Campaign security is being reimagined. Extremism is back in the spotlight. Mental health, gun control, and digital radicalization are now center stage in national debates. But will this be a turning point toward healing or a push deeper into tribalism? Much depends on what we do next. Will Americans rise above fear and anger to forge unity? Or will this incident deepen distrust and division? That choice lies with us. July 13, 2024, will be remembered not just for what happened, but for what it revealed. A single gunshot brought a nation to a standstill. But what echoes in its wake is far louder. It reminds us how fragile peace can be. How dangerous words can become. And how deeply we must protect the freedoms we so often take for granted. What do you think? Was this a wake-up call America needed? Or a symptom of something far worse? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, and subscribe to stay informed on the issues shaping our world.